For the Busch Beer Mini Modifieds, Harold LeVere, Neil Martin set the pace. A pair of 9s on the front. Green. Flag is out. Well, good start for Harold LeVere down on the inside, but here comes Dale O'Neill 3 wide in turn number 1. Dale O'Neill has worked his way underneath to the second spot. Give him a little bit more time, and he's in the first spot going into turn number 3. Harold LeVere back to the second spot. Dale O'Neill digging down on the inside. He's in second, also moving. It appears to be Pete Blaney down on the inside as well. Perhaps Blaney has that 22 hooked up down on the bottom as he moves underneath Harold LeVere in the 9. Oh, sideways was Edward Brissett. And sideways is now Pete Blaney. And Pete Blaney might have 20 pounds of sand in that car based off of what we saw kick up.
Yeah, he's gonna have eye boogers tomorrow.
Yes. Well, he's going to rejoin at the tail end of the field. And unfortunate for him as he was moving to the front. Well, no doubt about this one. Dale O'Neill is in command, but Edward Brissett's running in second. And Neil Martin's trying to find a way by Harold LeVere.
You go back to that incident with Blaney. Blaney was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Brissett pushed up badly going into turn number 2, and then overcorrected and came right back down in front of the 9X of Harold LeVere, who was just trying to hold his own line.
Yeah, there goes Brissett again, pushing in turn number 2. Still holding off Tyler Brissett for that second spot.
Well, if he pushes like that in turn 2 again, he's not going to hold him off much longer.
Yeah, popsicle sticks are out. 2 more times around for Dale O'Neill in the 16. O'Neill was the winner 1 week ago. He got it done down on the inside of the racetrack. He worked his way to the front down on the inside in this qualifier. Oh, Edward Brissett again in turn number 2 has an issue.
Could see that one coming from a mile away.
He's going to have some work to hold on.
That car just does not want to turn left going into turn 2.
No, here comes O'Neill. White flag is out. 1 more time around for Dale O'Neill. Michael Whalen Jr. is trying to dig underneath the 15 of Edward Brissett, but he backed off. Perhaps he thinks he can just get him in turn 2, which is true. Here he comes, right down on the inside, and Mike Whalen pushed up the racetrack a little bit as well. So it's going to be a drag race for the third spot, likely coming down the stretch. No doubt about the winner, Dale O'Neill. Second's going to be Tyler Brissett in the 8 ball. And third off the 4th turn, give it to Eddie Brissett. 4th, Mike Whalen. 5th, Kane Favreau. 6th, Harold LeVere. 7th, Neil Martin in the 81. And shot on the field, the 14 of Steven Brissett. 7 in this one. Set to go. Irwin and Wright on the front row. Here they come. Green. Flag is out. Good jump down on the inside for Irwin, but Michael Wright fights back on the top. Tim LaFountain thinks 3 wide in turn number 1. He gets moving. The 54 of Irwin pushed up the track a bit. Wright had to get on the binders, and that allowed CJ LeVere to duck down to the inside. LeVere trying to thread the needle through the middle, but it's the 41 of LaFountain coming through down on the very bottom. LaFountain for second. Irwin shows the way. It's a side-by-side battle for second between LaFountain on the bottom and LeVere on the top. Good run that time off of turn 2 for Tim LaFountain in the 41. He pulls even in turn number 3. A bit sideways as he gets on the brakes, but here he comes through turn number 4. New leader this time around, Tim LaFountain. Steven Brissett, his teammate, trying to follow up down on the bottom of the racetrack. CJ LeVere's kind of hung up in the middle. Steven Brissett moves through down on the inside, and Scott Richner's trying to dig right under there as well. LeVere hung out to dry on the outside in that 4 car. I spoke with him earlier this afternoon. He said he's trying to get that car where it wants to be, up on the top of the racetrack. If you remember a couple of years back, CJ LeVere won a number of races on the top of the racetrack with that 4 car. He's trying to get that car comfortable back on the top of the racetrack, but just can't quite do it yet. Tim LaFountain shows the way. Teammate Steven Brissett is second, and Scott Richner third in the 81. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 to go this time for the 41 of Tim LaFountain. Boy, Scott Richner's moving in that 81 car. That's the fastest I've ever seen Scott Richner move, except for week number 1 when he was illegal.
Yeah, he was disqualified.
They race into turn number 3, and you know that car has plenty of weight this week because Scott weighs much more than Russell Duchesne does.
Ooh, wow, you're going after Richner tonight.
Well, I already told him. White flag is out. 1 more time around for Tim LaFountain. Good battle for second. Scott Richner right now holds the second spot, the 81 down on the bottom. Steven Brissett on the top. Tim LaFountain going to play defense now. He gets that 41 down on the very bottom lane. And here they come off the 4th turn. The winner at the line is going to be Tim LaFountain. Second to Scott Richner. 3rd, Steven Brissett. 4th, Chris LeVere. 5th, Michael Wright. 6th, Tyler Irwin. And 7th.
All right, here comes the field off of turn number 4. Racing down the green flag. Todd Stone on the outside of the front row will take the lead off of turn number 2. Look out, the 34 and the 18. K.A. just about skipped the right front of the 34 of Cody Alvin. K.A. goes to the second spot. Chris Vernal trying to go around Cody Alvin on the outside in turns 3 and 4. And he will. Taking the third spot, Vernal and the KLB Mechanical number 97. Stone cruising already out front. It's half the backstretch over Chris K.A. in a lap and a half. Cody Alvin sliding back on the inside of the 5th spot as Roger Lebrecht takes the Pearson Pelletier number 100 around. He'll go to the 4th position, but the 100 of Lebrecht really struggled at turn number 4, pushed up the track, gave Cody Alvin a chance to come back after him to gain that position. Todd Stone is checking out front. Chris K.A. racing in the 2nd spot. The 97 of Vernold is 2 car lengths behind K.A. sitting in the 3rd position. And then it's a gap back to the number 100 of Lebrecht, who is pulling away from Cody Alvin in the 34. They're having spring issues with the 34 last week, and they've been trying to find the right setup with that number 34 to get Cody comfortable. Of course, he's been running pretty well with his Sportsman Modified, but they've been trying to figure out the number 34 and get that car to run at speed, and they have not yet quite found it as he is trailing leader Todd Stone by half the racetrack. Chris Vernal's number 97 is working right off the back bumper of the KA number 18. KA works the middle line off of turn 4 down the front stretch to the top of the wall, and Vernal follows that line around. Going over the bottle in the rear end going into 1 and 2. That allows KA to pick up a car length down the backstretch. Todd Stone again cruising out front as he will cross the start-finish line, putting lap 6 up on the board, with KA still about the full backstretch behind, and Vernal car length and a half behind KA off of turn number 2. That is the best battle in the qualifier for position. Lebrecht running in the 4th spot. Cody Alvin's taking the 34 back to the garage area, so just 4 machines out on the track now in this first qualifier for the Ernie's Discount Tools Dirt Car 358 Modifieds.
You listen to some of these race cars, and the one that hits the chip right at the flag stand, Todd Stone. Stone and his crew have practiced that number 1X. They got here early last week to work on the car, and they've got the setup in that thing pretty darn good.
2 laps to go. Again, Chris Vernal, does he have anything for Chris K.A.? K.A. is maintaining a 1 to 2 car length advantage around the racetrack. Vernal had closed to the back bumper at one point, but he's now a good car length to 2 off the back of the 18 with a white flag on the field. Well, this one was easy for Todd Stone. He started on the outside of the front row, cruises to a win of nearly half the racetrack. Here he comes off of turn number 4. He'll coast home to the checkered flag, finishing in 2nd. It is going to be Chris K.A. holding off Chris Vernal, who's 3rd. And in 4th, it will be Roger Lebrecht with the number 100. It'll be Barnaby in the B3 and McGrail in the number 10. Here they come off of turn number 4 down to the line, and the green flag is out. Barnaby down to the inside, McGrail working on the outside, Leon Gagno in the 3rd spot with a 4, and Jesse Mueller with a 19 looking to the outside of Gagno going into turns 3 and 4. Barnaby in the B3 brings it off of the 4th turn down the front stretch, and he'll lead by 2 car lengths over McGrail. McGrail in the 10, running in 2nd, Leon Gagno works in 3rd. In the 4th position on the outside, Mueller, though, gets into the bunker. He has to get on the binders. Got the right side tires up into the sand trap, and he gets on the binders to collect that number 19 machine, loses a car length and a half to Gagno, but he is quickly right back on it. Now he's back to the outside of Leon. Now looking down low off of turn number 2. He'll go back to the top of the track down the backstretch. He's going to go after Gagno now in turns 3 and 4. And can't quite pull off that pass. Trying to get to the outside now in 1 and 2. Gagno stays down low on the inside. Barnaby continues to lead out front. McGrail runs in the 2nd spot. Gagno working in 3rd. It's the 19 of Mueller, again back to the outside in turns 3 and 4. McGrail had to really collect his car, got on the binders heavy going into turn number 4 as they're wheel-to-wheel racing for the 3rd position. 3 cars battling for 2nd with Mueller on the outside, flying past Gagno off of turn number 2. Now Gagno comes back after him on the inside. McGrail really struggling in 3 and 4 with the number 10, fighting the handle as we're halfway in the 2nd qualifier. Mueller has 3rd on the outside, now going after McGrail on the top of the racetrack. It is Barnaby leading by 10 car lengths. McGrail in the 10 fighting the handle. Gets a little tap from the 19 going into turns 3 and 4. McGrail looks to the, Mueller looks to the outside of McGrail. McGrail pushes off 4 and takes that line away. Barnaby continues to sail out front, but a good battle for 2nd. McGrail holding on to the 10. Mueller looking high again down the backstretch. Has room down low, but wants to stay up top. It is McGrail in the 10 trying to hang on through turns 3 and 4. That 10 machine is evil in 3 and 4. The 19 of Mueller still trying to find a way around McGrail, and Leon Gagno sitting right there in the 4 spot as he waits to see how things develop right in front of him. 2 laps to go for race leader Aaron Bartamy. Pat McGrail with the 10 hanging on to the 2nd spot. Mueller trying to get to the outside, can't do it. McGrail runs well in 1 and 2. He's got it a little bit better in 3 and 4. Again, you can see how quickly Mueller closes in onto the back bumper of the 10 machine, but can't make a move off of 3 and 4 with just 1 to go. Does Mueller have something on the final lap? Bartamy sailing along out front. It is McGrail with the 10, pushing up a little bit in 2. But he takes that line away again from Mueller in the 19. Here they come for the checkered flag. It's going to be Bartamy with a win. McGrail will finish in 2nd. 3rd goes to Mueller. And 4th goes to Gagno in the number 4. Here comes Kevin Braun, West Shazy, in the Sawyer Motorsports number 71. That's Hunter Sawyer. 6 cars set to run in this first qualifier for the KRD Trailer Sales Renegade Division. The green flag is out. Sean Duquette from the outside of row number 1 takes the lead away from Ray Germain and that number 19 Vermont. Germain finished 4th last week. That's his best finish of the season here at the Big A. Sean Duquette leading out front. He's got a 3-car length advantage working into turn number 4. Here he comes down the front stretch. Remember a couple of weeks back, Sean looked like he was on his way to a victory when a late race caution threw that out the window, and he ended up losing a close battle to Jamie Begor, and he's looking for his first win. He'd become the 4th different driver through 4 events. There have been 3 different winners in this division. Jamie Begor has 2 wins, a win for John Booten, his first career last Saturday, and Tyler Terry, the number 44, who we'll see in the next qualifier, also has a victory. So it's Duquette leading out front with the 18, Ray Germain in the 19 Vermont running in the 2nd spot. Last week's winner, John Booten, is 3rd in the 23, and then Josh Terry has his number 43 machine running in the 4th spot. Jim McKiernan's got the 55 working in 5th, and then it's a gap back to the 71 of Hunter Sawyer. Sean Duquette cruising along out front. He's got a very comfortable 15-car length advantage over Ray Germain. Took the lead right at the drop of the green flag going into turns 1 and 2. Was able to work the outside front row starting spot to his advantage around Germain, and he has not been challenged. He continues to pull away, running some pretty good lap times out front. Germain working in 2nd. Last week's winner, John Booten, continues to run the 3rd spot. Hunter Sawyer spinning the number 71 in towards the infield. He gets it back out on track as the field races down along the front stretch. Well, Duquette in the number 18 continues to lead. Sawyer back out on track with the number 71. He will rejoin at the rear of the field. John Booten has the 23 sitting in 3rd. He's close to a car length off the back of the Germain 19 Vermont with 2 laps to go for Sean Duquette. Josh Terry in the number 43 still sitting in that 4th spot. Josh, of course, has won several times in the Renegade division with the number 43. Hunter Sawyer is headed back to the garage area with the number 71. Here comes Duquette off of turn number 4. Just 1 lap to go. The white flag unfurled for Sean Duquette. Ray Germain in the 19 Vermont holding on to that 2nd spot. 23 of John Booten, not but a car length off of his back bumper, but not really in a position where he can really challenge for that 2nd position. All right, Sean Duquette's going to win qualifier number 1 for the KRD Trailer Sales Renegade. 2nd goes to Ray Germain. 3rd to John Booten. 4th goes to Josh Terry. McClatchy the 70, and Metalman in the number 2. All right, here they come off of turn number 4, and the green flag is out. The outside front row won the first qualifier. Oh, look out, it's a traffic jam in turn number 2. Some contact over there between the 57 and the 44. Both cars were pretty bad loose going into turn number 2. Tyler Terry down low has the lead. Jamie Begor has gone to 2nd around the outside of Amber Turner, who is back in the 3rd spot. Ryan Booten going after that 3rd position now. Ryan working on the outside. Jason McClatchy running in 5th in car number 70. Won't be long before that 70 car gets it dialed in, and he'll be right up towards the front of the pack as well. The 44 of Tyler Terry showing the way right off of his back bumper. Jamie Begor, the number 19. Jamie and his crew were trying to dial in that race car through the rounds of practice. I know after round number 1, he wasn't real happy with the overall setup on that car. But in the 2nd practice session, he didn't think that the setup was as perhaps where it needs to be to get to victory lane tonight, but we'll see. The pretty good crew that he has over in the garage area. They certainly make adjustments on that car throughout the night and get him close to the front of the field and certainly in contention for what would be his third win of the night. That's what he'll be looking for. He's pulled right onto the back bumper of Tyler Terry in the 44. Now he's going back to the outside. Tyler Terry down on the inside. Jamie Beagler on the outside. Racing down the front stretch. It's still Tyler Terry leading by about a half car length. Just past the halfway point in this second qualifier for the Key RD Trailer Sales Renegades. Beagler trying to draw even down the backstretch. He does, going into turn number 3. Jamie Beagler's drawn even on the outside. Tyler Terry working down low on the inside. Here they come off of turn number 4 down the line. And at the line, it looks like the 44 by inches down on the inside. Just about a dead even heat. Off turn 2, Beagler gets a good run off the second turn. You can see Terry push a little bit into the 44. Side by side for the lead. Beagler has the advantage on the outside coming through turn number 4. And now down the front stretch, Tyler Terry's back after him on the inside. But it's Beagler that time by 5 feet at the line. Jamie Beagler has the 19 in the lead on the outside. Tyler Terry still working that inside line. That's the line that he wanted to run. At one point, he had room to work down low, up high, wherever he wanted to go, and he's been trying to dial in that inside line and make Beagler dig on the outside. That's usually where Jamie's car is better set up. And that time at the line, it was Beagler by about a foot. The 44 of Tyler Terry on the inside. Jamie Beagler with a good run. Both cars seem to get off of turn number 2 pretty well that time. It's going to be a drag race for the win as they're side by side, door to door. Now Beagler pushes up in turn number 4. Drag race down the line. Who's it going to be? Beagler on the outside by 3 feet. The 44 of Tyler Terry finishes in second. Finishing in third was Ryan Booten in the 28. Then it's Jason McClatchy in the number. And Dylan not able to get out for the rounds of qualifying. All right, 6 cars to run in the third qualifier for the Key RD Trailer Sales Renegade Division, and the green flag is out. The 32 starting on point. That is Brent Jarvis showing the way. 3 wide in the middle of the pack. Lance Raptoy backed out of it in the 11. He was trying to thread the needle. The 4 on the outside. The 30, Zach Daniels down to the inside. Out front, it's the 32 of Jarvis working in the second spot. It is the number, the H2O of Rob Gordon. And then at the line, Lance Raptoy by about a foot for the third spot with the number 11 car. He'll go around the 30 of Daniels off of turn number 2. And a very impressive start to the year for that number 11 machine. In 4 starts, 3 second place finishes, and 1 third place finish through 4 feature events. And he is the point leader, the defending track champion. They have had that race car fast since the first green flag was unfurled back at the beginning of May. The 32 of Brent Jarvis, leading by 3 car lengths. Robert Gordon, the H2O, running in the second spot. Gordon has more wins in this division than anybody else here at the Airborne Speedway. And he runs in that second spot. Rob had a top 3 finish last Saturday. Lance Raptoy working in third, sizing up Gordon, looking low off of turn number 2, trying to get that nose underneath going to the third turn. Rob Gordon gives him room down low on the inside, and here comes the 11 trying to chug on through. They battle for the second spot as we're halfway in the third qualifier for the Renegades. Brent Jarvis with the 32 leading out front. Lance Raptoy in the 11 trying to finish the pass down low on the inside. Rob Gordon coming back after him on the outside. Both cars are drawn up on the 32. They're now within about a car length, make it 2 as they race off the 4th turn. The 32 really pushed up that time right to the wall along the front stretch. And Lance Raptoy is closing quick. Rob Gordon running in the third spot as Raptoy finished the pass on the inside of turn number 2. And now closing quickly down the backstretch. He's almost on the back bumper of the 32. The 32 had a tough time. Jarvis at turn number 4 the last lap. He pushes up again, and that's going to give a lot of room down low to Lance Raptoy with 2 to go. Lance Raptoy trying to charge through on the inside. That's where the car's been hooked up, and there he goes off of turn number 2 to the lead. Lance Raptoy has the lead in the 11. Brent Jarvis in the 32 running in second. Rob Gordon trying to move down low to the inside with a white flag out. 1 lap to go for Lance Raptoy. Gordon coming through on the inside. Jarvis sliding back perhaps to 5th with a battle on for the second position. Lance Raptoy has pulled away from Rob Gordon by 5 car lengths. Jarvis got the right side tires off in the trap. He had to roll up to get back on the racetrack. That cost him the spot to Gordon. The checkered flag is out. Lance Raptoy is going to win. Second is Rob Gordon. Third goes to the 32 of Brent Jarvis. 4th is the 30 of Zach Daniels. 5th is car number 12 for Zach Raptoy. And finishing in the 6th spot, it will be Kevin Green in the number 4. Row number 3, Lamberton and Durgan.
McGrew in the 3rd. on the front row. Here they come off the fourth turn. Green. Flag is out. Oh, Magoo may have jumped the gun. They race down the backstretch into turn number 2. There is the yellow flag.
Turn.
All right, they're going to try it again. Magoo on the bottom. Bordeaux on the top. Green. Flag is out. Much better start that time, and Magoo takes the advantage down on the inside. Bordeaux files in the second. Claudio sideways for third. 3 wide down the backstretch. Oh, wise decision there by Lamberton to back out of it. Running on the top, Tyson Drown in the 6. Leader of lap number 1 coming around is going to be Derek Magoo in the B2. Derek Magoo in that B2 a little bit sideways. That car slingshots on him off the second turn. Bit of a bobble in turn number 2 and pushes in turn number 3. That car doesn't appear to be that great for Derek Magoo. But the rookie Andrew Bordeaux, running in second place, has that left front tire up in the air as he goes through turn number 2. Mark Lamberton's looking to move on the top of the racetrack in the number 44. He races side by side with Jason Durgan. Jeff Claudio in the 97 has been slowing those two up, but Claudio bobbles in turn number 4, and that allows Durgan to move through down on the inside. Durgan to third, Claudio back to fourth, not long, Claudio to fifth now. Lamberton in the 44 takes the fourth spot over, a lot of 4s in that sentence. Johnny Scarborough looking to move down on the inside in the 61 S car. He moves into fifth. John Scarborough, normally a dirt campaigner with that 61 S car, has run a number of races this season down at the Malta Speedway and the Lebanon Valley Speedway. Last night took that car over to the Devil's Bowl Speedway. Tonight here at Airborne, trying to win the 100-lap Sportsman Modified race. Battle heats up for second place off of turn number 2. Andrew Bordeaux on the top, Jason Durgan on the bottom. Durgan's going to go through down on the inside. Lamberton looking to cling onto the back bumper of the 17. Down the front stretch, can't quite do it. Bordeaux still there for third. Jason Durgan trying to run down that B2 of Derek Magoo. Magoo is kind of checked out on this one. Lamberton works his way through down on the bottom for third. White flag is out this time around for Derek Magoo. Magoo has 1 heat race victory this season, and he's looking to pick up his second. He has 2 more corners to go through, and he will have his second heat race victory of the year. Here he comes. Derek Magoo wins it. Second's going to go to Jason Durgan. Third, Mark Lamberton. Fourth, Mr. Kurt Andrew Bordeaux. Fifth, John Scarborough. Sixth, Jeff Claudio. And seventh to Tyson. 7 Sportsman Modified, set to go. 8 laps the distance. Here they come. Green, flag is out. Tom Remington with an advantage down on the inside, pushes up the racetrack. Jake Branham eyes a hole down on the inside, but can't fill it. Rico Hernandez in the 98 shows the way down the backstretch. In turn number 3, Hernandez running the second groove up on top. It's Tom Remington in the 54 down on the bottom. Related to Rico Hernandez, want to wish a happy birthday to Kobe Hernandez. In turn number 3, it's Rico Hernandez showing the way. Tom Remington is in second. Digging down on the bottom for third, Jake Branham in the number 1. It's Jason Chris fighting on the top of the racetrack in the Monster Energy drink number 30. But he can't get it to stick on top. Nick Haywood in the 29 starts to fire. The Budweiser number 29 on top of the racetrack. Jason Chris tries to pull down to the inside line as he's not moving up top. And Nick Haywood moving up top. Nick Haywood now side by side with Jason Chris. Good run in turn number 2. In practice on the scoring monitor, Nick Haywood was nearly half a second quicker than the entire field. The 69 of Travis Bruno was the only car that did not have his transponder on for practice. Perhaps Travis Bruno was somewhere around the ballpark of Nick Haywood. But Haywood really dominated the practice session. And there he goes on top of the racetrack. He just shoots around the outside of the 1 and 54. As he comes down the front stretch, Tom Remington fights back for second though down on the inside. That car is hooked up on the top of the racetrack for Nick Haywood as he goes to second and perhaps could have first by the time he's done working on the top of the racetrack. Haywood in second, looks down to the inside this time off the 4th turn. Popsicle sticks around, 2 to go for Rico Hernandez, but Nick Haywood's mounting the challenge. Nick Haywood now throws it down to the inside. The car's good there as well. Hernandez has been trying to run the top of the racetrack. Nick Haywood says, that's fine. I can go down to the bottom 2. White flag is out. 1 more to go for Nick Haywood. Real good battle for fourth between Cody Aubin in the 7 and the 1 of Jake Branham. No doubt about the winner of this one. Coming off of turn number 4 now, Nick Haywood will win it. Rico Hernandez second, Tom Remington third. Fourth's going to be Cody Aubin, fifth Jake Branham, sixth Jason Chris, and seventh to the 93 for the Sportsman Modified Division. Rick Donor, Speedy Brissett. Here they come off the fourth turn. Green, flag is out. Almost 3 wide going into turn number 1. Keith Pelkey backs out of it. Down the backstretch, Rick Donor shows the way. They're 3 wide, and the yellow flag is out. On the bottom, Speedy Brissett up top. Here they go. Off the fourth turn, better start this time. Green, flag is out. Speedy Brissett with an advantage up top. Oh, but Speedy has a tough time in turn number 2. Rick Donor down on the bottom. They're side by side. It's like they're coming to take the restart. It's still Rick Donor out in front now. It's the 28 of Eric Rossier sliding up towards the turn 4 wall. Rossier's 28 car appears to be bad loose. Running in second, Senior Speed in that 0-3. Keith Pelkey trying to dig down on the bottom of the 4. Wheel to wheel through turns 3 and 4. Off the fourth turn, it's going to be Keith Pelkey coming through the second spot. Jamie LaFountain looks to move through down on the bottom. LaFountain in the 20 car moves through to the third spot. Speedy Brissett drops from second all the way back to 6th. Travis Bruno in the 69 moves through. He's now in 5th. He started at the tail end of the field, and he's trying to work his way through down on the bottom. Rick Donor really in control in that number 91 car. The 4 of Keith Pelkey runs in second. Jamie LaFountain can't find a way by in that number 20 car. Halfway in this third qualifier. Rick Donor in that number 91 car has had overheating issues this season. It's forced him to pull into the pits at least on 2 occasions this season while he had the lead. Last week they had appeared to fix the issue on that 91 car, and he's back and running out front this week, showing the way in the heat race. Keith Pelkey really hasn't made up any ground in the 4 car. He still runs in second. Jamie LaFountain has lost a car length off the back bumper. 2 laps to go for Rick Donor in the number 91 car. It's Donor out front, Pelkey in second, LaFountain third, fourth is Bruno, Rossier is fifth, and Senior Speedy Brissett back in 6th. White flag is out one more time around for Rick Donor. Rick Donor in the number 91. 2 more turns to execute. Here he comes off the 4th turn. Rick Donor's going to win it. 2nd, Keith Pelkey. 3rd, Jamie LaFountain. 4th, Travis Bruno. 5th, Eric Rossier. And 6th, to Senior Speedy Brissett. By race. Harold LeVere, Michael Wright. Here they come. Down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Good jump on the top of the racetrack for Michael Wright in the 78. Harold LeVere tries to hang on down on the bottom, but perhaps now he's playing blocker as CJ LeVere comes flying through the top. Chris LeVere looks down to the inside in turn number 3, excuse me, and he goes to the number 1 spot. CJ LeVere shows the way. LeVere in the number 4 shows the way. Tyler Brissett tries to move through down on the inside. They're 3 wide in the middle of the pack, racing for 6. Scott Richner is on a mission. He's flying to the front, down to the inside of Michael Whalen Jr. There could be some bad blood between those 2 drivers from a few years ago, but Scott Richner with a gentleman move backs off in turn number 3. Richner in the 81 car from 10th to 5th in just 2 laps. He's now up to the 4th position. But CJ LeVere has checked out on this field momentarily. Meanwhile, Tyler Brissett tries to find a way by Michael Wright in the 78 car. The 81, Scott Richner, now takes the 81 to the top of the racetrack. He's going to try to slingshot off the second turn. 3 wide into turn number 3. Scott Richner down on the bottom to 2nd. Michael Wright Down in the 78, tries to get down to the inside to move around the 8 ball of Tyler Brissett, but he can't quite get there. And Scott Richner has moved his way to second. Let's set the field. Chris LeVere, the leader. Second, Scott Richner. Third, Tyler Brissett. Fourth, Michael Wright. Fifth, Tim LaFountain. Sixth, Mike Whalen. Seventh, Dale O'Neill. Eighth is the 14 of Stephen Brissett. Ninth, the 20K of Kane Favreau. 10th is the 15 of Eddie Brissett. Out front, Chris LeVere shows the way. Scott Richner runs in second. Tyler Brissett in third. Chris LeVere has set sail out front in the number 4 car and has checked out on Scott Richner. Oh, bad news for Pete Blaney in the 22B. Pete Blaney receives the black flag. He will take the 22B pit side. Didn't appear as though California Chrome got the Triple Crown, based off of what I'm hearing. He may have finished in the 4th spot outside of the money. It's LeVere in front, Richner second, Brissett third. Dale O'Neill has worked his way up to 4th. Dale O'Neill in the number 16 has worked his way up to 4th. A driver like Scott Richner, a driver like Dale O'Neill would love to see a yellow flag. Scott Richner appears to be cutting into the lead ever so slightly, but not enough, as they're just past the halfway point. Scott Richner would not have enough time. This time around it will be halfway, as they change the schedule to the mini mods going to 20 laps this evening. Halfway this time around for Chris LeVere. I mentioned it in the heat race. I talked with CJ LeVere over in the garage area. He said he's been working on getting this car dialed in here at Airborne. It's been a couple of years since he's had that 4 in Victory Lane here. He's been trying to dial in the top of the racetrack, and it appears as though he's got it figured out. He started 4th in this race and quickly worked his way to the front. Made the winning pass over in turn number 3. Down on the inside, he got around Michael Wright's 78 car. And he is showing the way. Battle heats up for the 4th spot. It's Tyler Brissett trying to hold off the 41 of Tim LaFountain and the 14 of Stephen Brissett. The teammates try to find a way by that 8 car, but they can't find a way around. Stephen Brissett moves on the top of the racetrack. They try to part that 8 car as they race 3 wide, going through turns 3 and 4. They come off the 4th turn, door to door down the front stretch. Brissett still holds them off in the 8 ball. Might have been a bit of a touch between LaFountain and the 41 and the 8. They're still 3 wide racing down the backstretch, but Stephen Brissett and the 14 and the 41, Tim LaFountain, the teammates part that 8 car as if they were Moses parting the Red Sea as they race now down the front stretch. Give that spot to Stephen Brissett and the 14 car. But boy, look out front. It's Chris LeVere. CJ LeVere in the number 4 car is going to have 5 to go this time around. And he is dominating this field tonight. 5 to go for CJ LeVere. Scott Richner still runs in second, but Richner not making up enough ground. Neil Martin's had enough. He'll take the black number 9 back pit side. It's Dale O'Neill in the 16. He has worked his way up into the 4th spot. Chris LeVere works his way through lap traffic. He gets around the 9X of Harold LeVere. Now gets around the 79 of Jay LaGrave. And Harold wouldn't play blocker here now, would he? No, he wouldn't do that because Chris has it well in hand. Harold's just racing to try and get around the 79 of Jay LaGrave. Richner works around both those lap cars without a problem, but he doesn't have enough time. Here goes CJ LeVere. He looks down to the inside of the 54 of Tyler Irwin. He gets around without a problem. 2 laps to go for Chris LeVere. 2 to go. Scott Richner really is going to have to hustle if he's going to get there. Unfortunate for Scott Richner, I don't think he's going to be able to. There's working here off the fourth turn is C.J. Lavere. White flag is out, 1 to go. One more time around for Chris Lavere. He's been dominant tonight in that number 4 car in the feature race. Something amiss in the qualifier. But all that matters for the big points is the feature race, and here he comes. Chris Lavere wins it tonight. Second to Scott Richner. Third is going to go to Dale O'Neill. Racing for fourth is Stephen Brissett. Fifth will be Tim LaFountain in the 41. Sixth to the 8 of Tyler Brissett. Seventh is going to be Kane Favreau in the 20K. Eighth, Michael Wright in the 78. Ninth to Ed Brissett.
So Chris Lavere will enjoy his victory lap around the Big A. Nice job by Chris. Green to checkers run for the mini modifieds tonight. Not one caution flag in their 20-lap feature event. Scott Richner was about a half a backstretch behind Lavere. Could just barely see him trying to chase him down, but Chris very steady throughout the event. Dale O'Neill worked hard to go from dead last to a strong third place finish. It's certainly a very good run for Dale from the back of the pack to third.
Thank you very much. Chris coming out of the car, give him a nice round of applause. It's his first win in 2014. Come on over, Chris. Chris, you and I talked earlier in the pits, and you said you've been working on the car and you thought it was close. And you've got it today. The car was certainly strong. Starting fourth, you made the winning pass down to the backstretch. You had a good starting spot and a good run off the second turn on the first lap.
Yeah, we started up front. It's pretty easy, and I didn't look back. I got to thank the 22, actually. We had a problem in the heat, and we needed a tire, and the 22, he gave us the right front tire that put us in victory lane tonight, and I can't thank him enough for that.
Well, you got to appreciate it when you get help like that from other drivers, and you know that's something that's great. And if there was more of that, it'd really make for great racing, and that just speaks to the competition over in the garage area. When people want to help each other out, it's all about competition.
Yeah, we have a really good garage area here with the mini mods. Most of the drivers here, we all get along. We're all friends on the side after the races, so it helps out to be able to get somebody. He gave me a tire. I mean, that's $70 right there, and it put us in victory lane. And without that, we wouldn't be here. And I can't thank them enough. I got to thank my sponsors, Upstate Vinyl, Ding Safe for sponsoring tonight's race. All you fans for being here in Airborne Speedway, I appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Good to see you back here, Chris. Nice job.
Hopefully it's not the last.
That's Chris Lavere. He finishes first tonight. We'll talk with...
All right, here comes the field. Off of turn number 4, down the front stretch, and the green flag is out. Not a good start. Looks like they are going to no, there's the yellow flag unfurled. The yellow call goes out. McGrail on board the 10 to set the pace. Here they come off of turn number 4, and green flag. Field works off of turn number 2, running down the backstretch, and again they'll unbite. McGrail inside, Vernold outside, slow pace, here they come, dead even, off of turn 4, down the line, green flag. They're on it into 1 and 2, Vernold from the outside, gets a good jump off the top of turn number 2, he'll go to the lead on the outside, McGrail drives it deep into turn number 3, trying to come after him for the point. They'll work off of turn number 4, down the front stretch, Chris Vernold leads lap number 1. Vernold's got the lead from the outside line. McGrail hanging with him down low on the inside, pushes up in turn number 2. Vernold finished the pass. Here comes Mueller for third. Mueller diving down to the inside of Chris K.A. in the 18. Wheel-to-wheel racing for the third spot. Give it to Mueller on the inside. He's to third. Out front, it's the 97 to Chris Vernold. The 10 of Pat McGrail runs in second. Mueller pushed that time at 2. K.A. closes, but Mueller seals away down the backstretch. Todd Stone looking to run. Oh, Leon Gagnon took the line away. Look out, Labresh and Gagnon hook. Gagnon goes around over in turn number 3, and Labresh, he stays running, but the yellow flag is out. And Gagnon tried to move down underneath Roger Labresh. The car appeared to push up a little bit going into 3 and 4. It hooked the left rear of Labresh. Again, here they come into turn number 4, now down the front stretch. There's the green flag. Vernal took McGrail high down the front stretch into 1 and 2, and that gives him some running room off of turn number 2. But McGrail gets a real good run down the backstretch. Had to get on the binders working that higher line. Mueller, he's hot going into 3 and 4, and he drove right up on the back of the 19 of the 10 runner of McGrail. Mueller was a little too hot, carried too much momentum into the turn, and you can see he made contact with the left rear panel on the number 10 of McGrail. McGrail is now a good 6 car lengths off the back of the 97 of Vernal. Chris Vernal, who has a victory under his belt in his career here at Airborne with the KLB Mechanical 97, leading out front. Pat McGrail runs second. Jesse Mueller works in third. Chris K.A. is fourth. Leon Gagnon fifth. And the sixth spotted is Todd Stone, the G-Stone Motors 1X, then LeBreche in the 100. And it's Aaron Barnaby in the B3. Chris Vernal has the lead out front. Pat McGrail has the 10 running in the second spot. Mueller in the 19, who had a rocket ship underneath him. I don't know if contact with the 10 of McGrail has slowed his car, but he does not appear to be the same now as he is falling off the pace of the 10. He's actually losing ground to the 10 of McGrail, and Kay in the 18 for a little bit appeared to be closing in on Mueller in the 19. Perhaps just trying to make sure everything is okay on that race car. And we'll see if the 19 can get back up to the speed that we saw in the opening laps of the feature event. The 97 of Vernal has a half backstretch lead over the 10 of Pat McGrail. Todd Stone looking to move underneath the 4 of Leon Gagnon, and he will in turns 3 and 4. Stone gains a spot on Gagnon. That will move him into the top 5. Todd Stone goes to the 5th spot. Lap number 10 about to go up on the board. Chris Vernal setting a real good pace out front. The number 97 crosses the start-finish line, and lap 10 goes up on the board. It's a half front stretch lead for McGrail, for Vernal rather, on Pat McGrail in the 10. Now Mueller eyeing a move down low to the inside. That car back underneath him, back up to speed, trying to work underneath the 10 of McGrail off of turn number 4. Jesse Mueller looks down to the inside on the front stretch. Now he'll follow McGrail. Now dive back down to the inside in 1 and 2. Trying to hold it down to the inside line. McGrail with momentum is able to fly right past. Mueller again diving down low into turns 3 and 4. McGrail working the top side. Mueller digs off 4. He's got the spot. Jesse Mueller now in second. Mueller will begin chase. He's got more than half the race to work with. Vernal with a half backstretch advantage over Jesse Mueller. Lap 13 about to go up on the board. Closing in now is Todd Stone trying to gain another spot on Chris K.A. K.A. working in the 4th spot as Todd Stone tries to chase him down. Stone running in the 5th position. Leon Gagnon running in 6th. 7th is Roger LeBreche, and 8th is Aaron Barnaby. Kevin Broderick runs in 9th. Cody Alban has taken the 34 back to the garage area. Chris Vernal in the 97. Still a half backstretch is the advantage over the number 19 of Jesse Mueller. Mueller is pulling away from the 10 of Pat McGrail after Mueller and McGrail made contact early in the race. As we're at the halfway point after they made contact early in the race, Mueller seemed to just settle down and run a few laps conservatively, but he's feeling pretty good about that race car once again. Aaron Barnaby has taken the B3 back to the garage area. The Broderick 11 is going down a lap. Already back in the garage is Cody Alban's number 34.
Hasn't been a lucky season for that Barnaby team. A lot of bad luck so far in the 2014 campaign. Aaron takes the B3 pit side once again.
Chris Vernal, the 97, still maintaining. It's now about a 15 car length advantage. Make it 20 car length advantage over Jesse Mueller. It was half the backstretch. That has closed as we are past the halfway point. Vernal has the 97, maintaining, perhaps losing about a car length that lap as Mueller tries to chase him down. Lap 19 goes up on the board. Pat McGrail running in the 3rd position. Had a top 3 finish last week as well. Chris K.A. is in 4th in the 18, holding off Todd Stone right now, who rounds out the top 5 with 10 laps to go for Chris Vernal. Maintaining the advantage. Mueller trying to close the gap and close in on the 97. He is doing it slightly, but at the pace that he's doing it, I'm not sure he's going to be able to make a move on Vernold for a win. It was about 20 car lengths some 5 laps ago. 20 car lengths is down to about 12. But again, the laps are winding down. Vernold's car appears to be fading. The 19 is clearly chewing into the disadvantage. But can he get there with seven laps to work with, 6.5 now? I think he can. Go back about 8 laps ago, and I didn't think so. But the 97 appears to be fading pretty quickly. And Rob, a different tire situation for these teams as well, so they're in a little bit of a different ballpark. Talk about the tire situation for these teams this week.
Well, the first 2 weeks, these 358 modified drivers could run old tires from last season, what are 500s. Hoosier 500 tires. This week, all drivers had to be on the track spec tire,
which is a harder tire.
And it's a little bit different with the setup. So that's the one thing these drivers had to work out in practice. And of course, drivers have not had the opportunity to see what it's like when the sun goes down here towards the end of the racing car.
Well, Mueller has taken a 20 car length deficit and has closed it down to 5. And he is now about a car length off the bumper of Vernold, working off of turn number 4. Lap 27 goes up on the board. Jesse Mueller looking down low. He is there off of turn number 2. Vernold trying to hold him off. Mueller goes to the top side. Here comes Vernold through 3 and 4. That's where Mueller really picks up real estate. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps to go for Chris Vernold. Can Vernold hold off Jesse Mueller? Mueller with a bad 1 and 2. Mueller lost 2 car lengths that time in 1 and 2. Vernold was able to pull away. He opens it back up now to 4 or 5 car lengths. Here comes Vernold off of turn number 4. He bobbles in 4. The white flag is out for Chris Vernold. Jesse Mueller trying to get through 1 and 2, dives down to the inside. He's right on the back bumper again. It's a car length down the backstretch. The 11 Carl Broderick down on the inside. Mueller dives down to the inside into turn 4. Here they come off 4. It's going to be a drag race for the win. They come down the line. Vernold pulls them off. Mueller finishes in 2nd. 3rd is Pat McGrail. 4th is Chris Kaye. And 5th is Todd Stone in the 1X. Well, certainly got it. All right, give him a nice round of applause, everybody. Chris Vernold from Kingsbury, New York, climbing out of the race car, his first win of 2014. All right, Chris, first of all, you've had some issues with this race car over the course of the night. Tell us what's been going on.
The transmission broke in the heat race, so I got no drive gear except for when you're out here. That's it.
And then as the race goes on, you built up a pretty sizable lead. Mueller was chewing into it, though, and then down the stretch. Take me through that last lap, especially over in turns 3 and 4.
Well, I was starting to push, and Jesse's always good. He was there, and he bumped me. Hey, that's the way it goes. That's racing.
And then the drag race coming down the front stretch, you had the slower car that dove down to the inside to try to get out of the way, and you just put the foot in it and crossed this line first.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good if he could stay to the bottom, but hey, that's how it goes. I've been there before too, so it was a good race, and thank all the fans for coming out for sure. We appreciate racing here.
Well, congratulations on the first win of the year.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's Chris Vernold, everybody. We'll talk with Jesse Mueller. Come on over. All right, Jesse, at one point you had contact with Pat McGrail. It looked to me like you just took it easy for a few laps. You want to make sure the car was okay. Was that the case?
Yeah, I thought something in the front might have gotten bent, but it didn't, so it was fun racing. Good job to Chris. They deserve it. I think my...
Here comes the field off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch to the green. Flag is out. Rage remained from the outside of row number 1, showing the way off turn 2, bumper tag, and Duquette gets shuffled out of the line. And a little tap from behind by the 43. How about 4 wide into turn number 3? This could be a recipe for disaster. Now it goes 3 wide, through 3 and 4, down the front stretch to the line. Rage remains shows the way. Sean Duquette on the outside is able to get out of that 3 wide snooker. He moves to the 4th spot on the outside, now looking to move past Zach Daniels. Nice job. How about a 3 wide move? Threading the needle. Lance Raptoy coming through the inside. Right down the middle of the racetrack, that 11 for Raptoy, the 70 of McClatchy's down low, and up by the wall is the 43 of Josh Terry. Three-wide racing continues around the track. Jason McClatchy with a good run off of turn 2 from the inside, was able to get a spot on Lance Raptoy. Raptoy goes back after McClatchy in turn number 3, had to get on the binders. The 19 of Beagle right off the back bumper of Raptoy. Meanwhile, out front, it's Ray Germain in the 19 Vermont. Running in second is Zach Daniels. Looking to move to third, and the 28 is Ryan Booten. Booten pushes in turn number 2. Sean Duquette right off of his back bumper. Working on the outside is Zach Raptoy out of Fairfax, Vermont. Zach hanging on to a top 5 run. Oh, we got contact into turn number 4. Jarvis in the 32 is off the pace, and the car that really gets hindered is the 70 of Jason McClatchy, who had no place to go. The 32 washed up the racetrack. McClatchy had to lose a whole bunch of spots as he had to get on the binders. He had no choice. Out front, it's Germain in the 19 Vermont, running in second. In the number 28, that's Ryan Booten. I make that the 30 of Zach Daniels. And the 28 of Ryan Booten works in third. Sean Duquette runs fourth in the 18. Lance Raptoy into the top 5 with the 11 car. On the outside is Zach Raptoy. That's Lance's son. He's working in 6th, but he's about to lose that spot to Jamie Begor. Begor goes to the 6th position in the number 19. Zach Raptoy goes back to 7th. Here comes Tyler Terry after him on the inside. Ray Germain out of Bristol, Vermont shows the way by 4 car lengths. Zach Daniels running in second. Working in the third spot is the number 28 of Ryan Booten. Sean Duquette had closed and was looking to make a move on Booten, and that number 18 car is Duquette. He is trying to look down low, and the car just doesn't want to seem to stick for him down low on that inside line. We know a car that does work well on the inside, and that's the 11 of Lance Raptoy. He is just a car length off the back of Duquette working into turns 3 and 4. And then it's Jamie Begor, who's a good 3 car lengths off the back bumper of Lance Raptoy. He is running in the 6th spot. 3 wide for 8. Rob Gordon's on the move. The H2O Premier Paving car is into the 8th spot. And Josh Terry in the number 43, he's going to 9th. Zach Raptoy back to the 10th position in the number 12. Single file racing in the top 10. Sean Duquette in number 18 looking down low. The 28 of Ryan Booten looking up high. Zach Daniels in the 30 ran a low line into turns 1 and 2. And Ryan Booten working the top of the racetrack trying to get to the outside of the Daniels 30. Ryan Booten looking to the top. Zach Daniels in the 30 drifts up to the top right in front of Booten. And that takes the line away. The 18 of Sean Duquette trying to save that inside line. Lance Raptoy is looking to get down low underneath that 18 car. And Jamie Begor is waiting to pick his spot. He's going to the outside now, the 11 of Lance Raptoy. Begor in the 19 trying to dig to the outside. Can't quite get much ground on the outside of Raptoy. He continues to run right off the back bumper of the 18 of Sean Duquette. Well, the 30 of Daniels has closed the deficit on Ray Germain. It was 5 car lengths. It's now down to 2. The Bristol, Vermont driver looking for his first career victory here at Airborne in the Renegades is leading by 3 car lengths at the line. It was 5 car lengths just a few laps ago. Zach Daniels in the 30, who has really improved this year. Certainly much better car for Zach, and he's doing a fine job running in the 2nd spot. Ryan Booten looking to the outside, now looking down low at a turn number 4, stays right on the back bumper of Daniels. Lance Raptoy is a car length. He was able to work past Sean Duquette's number 18. Lance Raptoy running in the 4th spot. He's going to look underneath the 28 going down the backstretch. Raptoy has 3 second-place finishes, 1 third-place finish this year. He's trying to get that 3rd spot. 3-car battle now for the 2nd position. And that inside line stays open. Lance Raptoy could get both of those cars. Daniels pushed that time, especially off of turn number 4. 3 wide down the backstretch for 2nd. Lance Raptoy on the inside. Daniels the meat and the sandwich. Booten on the outside. 3-car battle for the 2nd spot. Here they come off of turn number 4 down the line. Lance Raptoy is going to 2nd. The 11 car to 2nd. Ray Germain in the 19 Vermont shows the way. Raptoy to 2nd. 3rd, Zach Daniels on the outside. Oh, look out. He gets bumped. He's out in the sand trap. Daniels in the 30, rides it all the way down the backstretch, gets it back out on track, but he loses not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 spots he loses by the time he gets back out on track. Ray Germain in the 19 Vermont, that car seems to be going away very loose that time in 1 and 2. He's got a 2-car length lead over Lance Raptoy in the 11. Ryan Boone, the number 28, runs in the third spot. Sean Duquette's fourth. Jamie Begor rounds out the top five. Tyler Terry's coming after him on the inside line. Begor works the top. Tyler Terry has room down low. If he can dig underneath Begor to get that fifth spot. The lead for Germain is down to half a car length. He goes around Meadowman in the 2, putting him down a lap. Kevin Green in the number 4 will be the next car in the way of the leaders. Lap number 18 goes up on the board. Lance Raptoy closing in on the back bumper of Germain as he goes around the 4 of Green. Raptoy drives it deep into turn number 3. Looking down low in the third and fourth turn, Germain takes that line away as he works middle now to the top down the front stretch. Lance Raptoy diving down on the inside of turns 1 and 2, trying to get underneath the 19 of Germain. Side by side, racing for the lead out front. Here comes Raptoy drawing, even going into turn number 3. Lance Raptoy has the nose out in front as they work into turn number 4. Here they come down the front stretch. New race leader, Lance Raptoy in the 11. Raptoy takes the lead on lap number 20. 10 laps to go now for the 11 car, the defending track champion in the Renegade division. Ray Germain running in second. Working in the third spot, it's still Ryan Booten in the number 28. Sean Duquette runs fourth in the 18. Jamie Begor made it up to fifth, but he has not been able to make any progress from there. Tyler Terry at one point was trying to grab the fifth spot away from Begor. His car has faded as he is now 5 car lengths behind Begor in the 6th spot. 7th is Zach Daniels in car number 30. 8th is Rob Gordon in the H2O. 9th is Josh Terry in the 43. And 10th is the 23 of John Booten. Running in the 11th spot would be the 32 of Brent Jarvis. 12th is the 12 of Zach Raptoy. 13th is Amber Turner. 14th is Jim McKiernan in the 55. Those cars on the lead lap. 14 cars on the lead lap as the battle is on for second. Here comes Ryan Booten through on the inside. The 28 is going to the second spot. Germain in the 19 on the outside. Back to third, and Sean Duquette's still there on the inside. He's going to try to push him back to fourth. Sean Duquette coming through on the inside line. He's got third. Booten in the second spot. Duquette working in third. Jamie Begor trying to get underneath Germain. A battle of 19s in turn number 2. Sean Duquette pushes up the track right in front of Ray Germain. That doesn't impede his progress, though. Good battle side by side for the fourth position. Begor on the inside line coming through with 5 laps to go for Lance Raptoy. Raptoy's lead is 15 car lengths over the 28 of Ryan Booten. Raptoy does not want a caution. That would bring Booten right into the mix. Sean Duquette in the 18, sitting in third. Jamie Begor has the 19 in the 4th spot. Ray Germain has faded. He is back to 5th in the 19 Vermont. Ryan Booten, the number 28, pulling away from Sean Duquette down the backstretch. Duquette holding on to that third spot. Jamie Begor is looking to the outside of the racetrack, trying to get to the show position as Duquette is able to hold him off. Lance Raptoy is trying to become the 4th winner in this division in 2014. Begor with 2 wins. John Booten has a win. Tyler Terry has a win. And Lance Raptoy is 2 laps away from getting his first win of 2014. And he continues to build on the lead. Down the backstretch, it's a half backstretch advantage for the 11 car of Lance Raptoy. Here he comes off of turn number 4. White flag is out. We'll follow him around the racetrack. Smooth into turn number 1. Works down low. Now goes to the top of turn number 2. Puts it to the floor down the backstretch. Lance Raptoy works into the third turn. No challenge behind. Lots of clear track in front. Here he comes down the front stretch to the win. It's the 11 of Lance Raptoy. Second of the 28 of Ryan Booten. Third, Sean Duquette. Fourth goes to Jamie Begor. And fifth goes to the 19 Vermont of Ray Germain. 6th is Tyler Terry. 7th, it looked like Rob Gordon. 9th was Josh Terry. And rounding out the top 10 is John Booten in the number 23.
We're strong again down on the bottom of the racetrack. And and he's going to use a set of tires here. I know, talking to Lance a couple weeks back, he said it's been a while since he's gotten a checkered flag. He went all last season without a win. Was consistent all year, ended up getting the points championship. But Lance pulls into victory lane tonight.
All right, thanks, Robbie. There's Lance out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause, everybody. He's been so consistent since the opening week with this number 11. All right, here he is. Well, 3 times in second, once in third. This is the inside line is where you are just getting it done, and that's where so many other cars don't have it right now, but you've had it since week 1.
Yeah, it's something we've been working on. You know, this progressive banking, you're either on it or you're off it. So you stay on the flat. You can't have both. You get up on the transition, it upsets the car. It makes you really squirrely up off. So if I can get it down on the bottom really tight and stay on the flat, it only upsets it so much up off. So I'm able to get a wicked run up off. But I'll tell you, these guys that work on the car, I owe it to them. And I just want to thank Culligan, Goslin, Reynolds Tool and Supply, BMT Services, Phase Graphics, whoever else from J&L Hardware, all the fans for coming out and supporting us every week, and sponsors to the race. Thank you very much, guys.
This has to be an awfully fun car to drive because wherever you put it, it sticks. And for so many other drivers in this division, it's usually the top that dials in, maybe not the bottom. But for you, it's wherever you go with it.
Yeah, the car's good everywhere we go. Even then it was getting tight, but everybody else was loose because I was pinching the bottom. But I knew where that would come in, so I just backed my corners up. But my crew chief's going to get a chance to see how really good it does go. So looking forward to that.
Super job. Fun to watch.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's Lance Raptoy with his first win of the year.
For 100 laps to distance, Joyce Huntley from Huntley Trucking will be waving the green flag tonight. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out. Nice job by Joyce Huntley. And we are underway. Derek McGrew shows the way in the B2. He runs down the backstretch into turn number 3. Tom Remington is in second. Andrew Bordeaux, Mr. Turd, runs in third. 4th right now off the 4th turn on the top of the racetrack, Tom Remington. Andrew Bordeaux with the 08 looked underneath the 54 of Remington. No can do off of turn number 2. Here comes Speedy Brissett moving down on the inside. Nick Haywood has the 29 up on the top of the racetrack. He's trying to move around Cody Obbins, number 7. Jason Durgan with a punch to the back bumper of that 7 car of Cody Obbin. Obbin cut down in front of Jason Durgan, broke his momentum. Durgan's going to have to go to the top. Oh, look out on the backstretch, 3-car pileup. I think the 4 of Keith Palkey,
Travis Bruno, and the 17 of Jason Durgan. Those cars running in the top 10. Here comes the field into turn number 4 down the front stretch, and green flag is out, but I'm not sure it's going to stand.
Real good jump for Derek McGrew on the restart.
Field races off turn number 2 down the backstretch,
and he shows the way. Tom Remington runs in second, side by side for the 3rd spot between the 08 of Bordeaux and the 03 of Brissett. Drag race for the 3rd spot. Give it to Brissett on the top of the racetrack. Eric Lossier and the Lossier Masonry number 28 comes alive on top of the racetrack. Thinks about splitting through the middle between the 03 and 08, but now he's going to funnel right behind Steve Brissett's 03. Working the rim on the top of the racetrack. He works his way to 4th. Andrew Bordeaux with a problem in the 08. They'll pull the Vacuum City 08 pit side, or rather to the infield. And he will stay out of harm's way. Meanwhile, out front, it's Derek McGrew showing the way. Tom Remington about 5 car lengths behind him, then it's another 8 car lengths back to Speedy Brissett in the 03.
3 wide going into turn number 1. Mark Lamberton works the rim around the outside of Travis Bruno. They were leaning on each other just about all the way down the front stretch. Now 3 wide going to turn number 3. Rico Hernandez, the meat in that sandwich, as Lamberton flies around the outside. He gets past Travis Bruno as they work down to the stripe. The leader out off front, Derek McGrew with a 6-car length advantage over Tom Remington. Then a gap back to Senior Speed in third. Eric Lozier runs fourth. Fifth is Cody Aubin. Sixth, Jason Durgan. And he's got right on his back bumper the 29 of Nick Haywood. Working on the outside, trying to gain a spot. It's Lamberton coming through to the inside of Tyson Brown. With a yellow flag out, Andrew Bordeaux went back out onto the racetrack. And we are set to run again with 18 laps complete.
82 laps remaining in this one tonight. Derek McGrew in the B2. Tom Remington 54. Here they come off the fourth turn. Green. Flag is out. Good jump for McGrew down on the inside. Remington files into the second spot. Lozier moves on top of the racetrack. So does Jason Durgan in the 17. Speedy Brissett pinned down on the bottom of the racetrack as Jason Durgan in the 17 moves through to fourth. Mark Lamberton flying on the top of the racetrack in the 44. Lamberton has cracked into the top 5. Lamberton from spot number 17 has worked his way all the way up into the top 5 in just 20 laps. Mark Lamberton putting on a clinic in that 44 car, and now he looks down to the inside of the 28 of Lozier. Lozier in the 28, still bad moves off the fourth turn. Lamberton looks to go down to the inside. He does. Fourth now for Mark Lamberton. Nick Haywood tries to look through down on the inside as well. 29 gets by 28 in turn number 3. And now Lamberton is right on the back bumper of Jason Durgan.
It's still Derek McGrew out front by 5 car lengths, but there is a posse coming after him. And here comes Jason Durgan underneath Remington to grab second. Remington back to third. Lamberton looked low underneath the 54, then looked high, now back down low into turn number 4. Here comes Lamberton trying to come through on the inside. Remington goes up to the wall. Lamberton's got room going to turn number 1. Mark Lamberton drives through on the inside. Nick Haywood's going to go with him. Durgan is close to a car length just off the back bumper of the B2 as the fast cars are working their way towards the front of the field. Jason Durgan looks high off of turn number 4. McGrew will hold him off for now. It's a car length advantage into turn number 2. Durgan down low, digging down the backstretch. McGrew pulls away, and Durgan will fall back in line. He's still looking down low. McGrew running a higher line. Durgan just about giving him a shot that time. There's all kinds of laps remaining. I think he can show a little bit more patience on board that 17 machine, but he wants to go, and he's going now down on the inside for the lead. Durgan working the inside line, drives it deep into turn number 3. McGrew going back to second. Here comes Lamberton trying to come through on the inside. McGrew slams that door. He'll hang on to second for now.
One of the fast cars that's been snookered is the 69 of Travis Bruno. Bruno hasn't been able to find a way around the 03 of Speedy Brissett. Back out front, Derek McGrew trying to hold off Mark Lamberton to the second spot. Meanwhile, Jason Durgan's driving away from that battle for second. Derek McGrew in the B2 holds on down on the bottom of the racetrack. Mark Lamberton tries to find a way by. Here in turn number 2, Lamberton looks down to the bottom. Derek McGrew pushes up the racetrack in the B2. McGrew to third, Lamberton to second. Here comes Nick Haywood flying down on the inside, puts his foot in it, and he gets inside the door for third. Let's set the field at lap number 30. Jason Durgan shows the way. Second is Mark Lamberton. Third, Nick Haywood. Fourth, Derek McGrew. Fifth is Tom Remington. Sixth, Speedy Brissett. Seventh, Travis Bruno. Eighth is the 28 of Eric Lozier. Ninth, the 7 of Cody Aubin. Rounding out the top 10 is Jamie LaFountain in the 20. Johnny Scarborough is 11th. Jake Branham 12th. 13th is Tyson Drown. 14th, Jeff Claudio. 15th is Chris Fennier. And 16th right now, the 98 of Rico Hernandez. That's how they run on lap number 31.
Jason Durgan maintaining a solid advantage out front over Mark Lamberton in the 44, but they've got a lot of time to just run around the racetrack. The race is not going to be won anytime soon. We'll see which car is able to maintain over the long haul. Still some 68 laps remaining with Mark Lamberton in that second spot, Nick Haywood working in the third spot. There are 2 drivers that have a pretty good amount of experience working these longer races. And of course, Durgan at one time was driving a 358, so he's been through some of these longer battles as well. He knows what it's like to run, of course, in a 100-lap feature event. With Lamberton in second, Haywood running just a car length off of his back bumper. Durgan is actually building the lead. McGrew continues to run fourth, now wheel to wheel for fifth. Here comes Travis Bruno to the top 5. Bruno brings the 69 to the inside of Remington. He grabs a fifth spot. Remington goes back to 6th. Speedy Brissett, he's still inside the top 7 in the 0-3. Then it's 8th to the 7 of Cody Alvin. Jamie LaFountain from 19th. He is now running in the 9th spot, and rounding out the top 10 now is Scarborough in the 61S.
Travis Bruno in the 69 was finally able to get around the 0-3 of Speedy Brissett, and he is flying now and headed towards the front. Derek McGrew in the B2 is ahead of him, holding the 4th spot down. But Travis Bruno, once he was able to dispatch the 0-3 of Speedy Brissett, shot out of a rocket ship. Here's Jamie LaFountain down underneath the 7 of Cody Alvin. LaFountain with problems in the heat race, coming from deep in the field. But he's trying to find a way by the 7 of Cody Alvin. That's a driver that's going to really have to use up the right rear tire, and likely won't have much of that right rear left when it comes down to crunch time if he can work his way to the front. Johnny Scarborough in the 61S right behind. Meanwhile, battle for second heats up. Nick Haywood in the 29 looks down to the inside, and Mark Lamberton takes the spot away in turn 3. Nick Haywood to second, Mark Lamberton back to third. Meanwhile, Travis Bruno comes through for 4th. That drop kicks Derek McGrew back to 5th.
Jason Durgan on the time clock has been the only driver turning sub 17-second laps. He's been consistently 16.9 range. Had one lap that was in the 16.8 bracket. Everybody else on the scoring monitor has been 17 seconds plus. Nick Haywood second fastest that last lap, 17.043. Durgan was at 16.96. So Durgan has been able to maintain the speed around the track. He's the fastest guy on the racetrack, although that last lap was at 17.3 and Haywood was at 16.9. So that last lap, perhaps dealing with the slower car of Rico Hernandez, was a good 2 to 3 tenths slower for Jason Durgan on board the 17. And Haywood had a clear track in front of him. He was a good 3 tenths of a second faster than Durgan on that previous lap.
Rico Hernandez, the only car lap down, racing on the track. Andrew Bordeaux, a number of laps down as he has that 0-8 pit side. Meanwhile, the 44, Mark Lamberton, trying not to give up on that battle for second place, but Nick Haywood's pulling away. Haywood now starting to turn faster lap times. All problems on the 0-3 for Senior Speed. Speedy is off the pace in the 0-3 car. Here he is limping along the front stretch.
Let's set the field for you as they cross the start-finish line. Durgan showing the way. Second is Haywood in the 29. Mark Lamberton continues to run in third. Fourth in the 69 is Travis Bruno. Running in the 5th spot, Derek McGrew in the B2. 6th is Jamie LaFountain. 7th is Tom Remington. 8th is Cody Alvin. Johnny Scarborough runs in 9th. Jake Branham into the top 10 with a 1. In 11th is the 6 of Tyson Drown. 12th is Senior Speed. 13th is Jeff Claudio. 14th is the 93 of Chris Frenier. Those 14 machines on the lead lap. Frenier about to go a lap down.
Out front, Jason Durgan still showing the way in the 17 car. Valley View Firewood, clear shot satellite. It's a clear shot for Jason Durgan so far as he approaches the halfway point. He's 5 laps away from the halfway point in tonight's 100-lap event. $1,000, the payout for this race tonight. That'll go to the winner. Jason Durgan right now shows the way. He works around lap car Jeff Claudio. Oh boy, Claudio pushed up big time in turn 1. Down the backstretch, Jason Durgan tries to find a way around Jeff Claudio, not really adhering to the passing flag. Jason Durgan tries to move through down on the inside. He's able to get around Jeff Claudio, but Claudio makes it close.
Well, Claudio's really fighting the handle. That car's going away. He may even have a right rear tire going down. As now Durgan puts the 12th place car, Speedy Brissett, in the 0-3 down a lap. With just 11 cars running on the lead lap, next in line to go down one would be Tyson Brown. Brown is in turn number 1, but while Durgan was working the slower traffic, Nick Haywood has closed. At one point, it was a half backstretch deficit. Now he is 10 car lengths off the back bumper of Durgan. And on the scoring monitor, Haywood has been a tenth to 2/10 of a second faster each and every lap. At the pace they're going right now, still with 50 laps to go, Nick Haywood is going to chase down Jason Durgan. This time by, they'll be halfway. Jason Durgan is halfway home, but Nick Haywood is running him down.
Meanwhile, contact in the battle for 5th. Jamie LaFountain worked his way through down on the inside. A little bit of contact, however, with Derek McGrew in the number 20. Jamie LaFountain in that number 20 car. Runs in 5th right now. McGrew back to 6th. Out front, the 17 of Jason Durgan is trying to pick off lap traffic. Nick Haywood has been cutting the deficit. Haywood in the 29. Here's another opportunity as Tyson Brown in the 6 is slowing up the 17 of Jason Durgan. Durgan in the 17 car. From turn number 3, looks down underneath. Gets a piece. Tyson down. That's contact. Durgan trying to fight and push through down on the inside. But contact with the 6 of Tyson Drown. Nick Haywood now right on the back bumper. Here goes Jason Durgan looking down underneath Tyson Drown. Rico Hernandez takes the 98 pit side. Jason Durgan again tries to fight and dig down on the inside to find a way by. Nick Haywood just hanging around waiting for something to happen. Oh, Nick Haywood is waiting to pounce. Now he's going to, he had trouble with Drown as well. Drown working the middle line and then came down right in front of Haywood, and Haywood almost skipped the wheel. Durgan in the 17 has a little bit of breathing room now. Haywood had worked right onto his back bumper. Black flag pointed that time at Tyson Drown, not shown his way, but pointed at him, as he has not made it easy for the leaders to work past. Tom Remington in the 54 would be the next guy to go down a lap. All of these cars are just inside or just outside the top 10. I believe Remington right now would be in the 11th spot. As Durgan dives underneath, Durgan is going to move past the 54, and he puts another car down a lap. Durgan leading, Haywood running in second, 2 car lengths back. Mark Lamberton is closing in on the leaders. Lamberton is third, Travis Bruno is fourth. Fifth right now in the 20 is Jamie LaFountain. Running in 6th is Derek McGrew. 7th is Cody Aubin. 8th is Johnny Scarborough. Running in 9th is Eric Losier. And rounding out the top 10, Jake Branham in the 1. And Branham is the last car on the lead lap. Out front, it's Jason Durgan in the number 17. He's still trying to hold off Nick Haywood. There's a lap car up ahead of Jason Durgan. That's Jake Branham in the Huntley Trucking number 1. Haywood is right there on the back bumper and closing into turn number 3. Durgan drives it a little bit deeper. Durgan has tried to pick off all lap cars down on the bottom of the racetrack. He doesn't want to go to the top, but he's going to have to go to the top here. As Jake Branham's been running the bottom, here comes Nick Haywood. Haywood trying to snooker the 17 behind the 1. He tries to pin him as they race into turn number 3. And Durgan cuts off and shuts the door on the 29 of Nick Haywood. A gentleman move by Nick Haywood there in turn number 3. Haywood backed out of it, but the fastest car on the racetrack is the 44. Watching the time chart, Lamberton's been 1/10 to 2/10 of a second faster than everybody. And he is now in the hunt. Lamberton in the top 3. He is running just off the back bumper of Haywood. The 17 and the 29 have really been working the tires hard. Meanwhile, the 44 has been a little bit more conservative, and Lamberton is right back in the thick of things. Although now with clear traffic, Durgan again begins to pull away as he's put a lap on the Branham 1. Haywood has also done so, and Lamberton is in the process of putting Jake Branham's 1 car down a lap. Travis Bruno in the 69 fighting down on the inside, trying to get around a couple of lap cars. The 6 of Ty Drown and the 54 of Tom Remington. Meanwhile, out front, it is still Jason Durgan showing the way. 3 car lengths back to Nick Haywood, 3 car lengths back to the 44 of Mark Lamberton. The 28 of Eric Losier will be the next car to go a lap down. Losier, I believe, is running in the 8th spot on the track. Durgan leading, Haywood second, Lamberton third, Bruno fourth, 5th is LaFountain, running in 6th is Cody Aubin, 7th is Johnny Scarborough, and running in 8th, the last car on the lead lap is the number 28 of Eric Losier, and he's about to go down 1 to Durgan. It's not going to be easy though. Durgan's going to have to work this one as well. He moves down to the inside. Well, I guess it was fairly easy. For Nick Haywood though, he catches the 28 off the turn, and he's going to lose a couple of car lengths to the 17 of Durgan. Durgan is able to pull away now as Losier washes up the track. Haywood's going to have to perhaps deal with Mark Lamberton trying to make a move for position as those cars continue to run in the top 3. Durgan's got clear sailing for a number of laps now. Let's see if he can pull away from Nick Haywood. Can Haywood chase him back down now that they're going to have a little track to work with? Not an easy time getting around the 28 of Losier for Nick Haywood. Steve Brissett will go another lap down. On the top of the racetrack in the 0-3, here comes Nick Haywood, moves through down on the inside. Haywood gets through without a problem. Mark Lamberton will be the next car to put Speedy Brissett another lap down. Meanwhile, it's still Jason Durgan, a 2-car length advantage now. Keith Pelkey is going to rejoin the field at the tail end with a little bit less sheet metal than he had earlier on in the race. Pelkey pulls out on the racetrack and is back out at speed. Pelkey in that number 4 car was involved in a lap 5 mishap on the backstretch. And he is back out running. All right, out front, Durgan with a half a car length advantage over the 29 of Nick Haywood. Those 2 cars have pulled away again from Mark Lamberton. Haywood that time the only car under 17 seconds, a 16.97 second lap, whereas Durgan was turning almost a 17 flat.
so just a tick quicker on the stopwatch, was the number 29 of Nick Haywood. Haywood working just off the back of Durgan. Bobbled as he moved down low into turn number 2, and that allows Haywood to get away to 2 car lengths. Lamberton running at 30, he's 5 car lengths off the back of the 29 of Haywood, as Durgan has to deal with the 97 of Claudio. It wasn't easy last time. Let's see if he can sneak through on the inside. But there's a number of cars that are still racing inside the top 7 for position that Durgan is running up on. They will factor in about 5 to 10 laps, and that's really where the lead could change hands.
Jason Durgan still shows the way. Nick Haywood and Mark Lamberton all get by without an issue. Claudio, nice job that time keeping the car up on top of the racetrack. But they're side by side in front of the leader, the 4 Keith Pelkey 61S of Scarborough. Scarborough gets around now and they run single file.
The 61S is in the 7th spot. Last car on the lead lap. Durgan goes around the 4 of Pelkey. The 29 of Haywood right on the back bumper now a car length. That's a car length to Lamberton as well. In the traffic, the 44 seems to be the best at working through the traffic. Durgan is about to enter some. The 61S of Johnny Scarborough. Tip of the cap to Scarborough. First time running at the Big A, and he is right now in the 7th spot. Scarborough's done pretty darn well. The Scarborough Motorsports number 61S. He is in 7th, but Jason Durgan is closing in, trying to put him down a lap. 6th is Cody Aubin in that number 7 car. Derek McGrew running, McGrew's still on the lead lap. McGrew might be still on the lead lap, so he would be 6th. That means Scarborough would be in the 8th spot, the last car in the lead lap, because Jamie LaFountain is running in 5th in the number 20. Then McGrew would be 6th. 7th would be Aubin. 8th would be Scarborough. And that is the last car in the lead lap with Durgan looking to the outside, going to turn number 3. This could get interesting. Here comes Haywood trying to look around the outside as well as the 61S goes down a lap to the leader.
Johnny Scarborough down a lap. And getting around with ease is Jason Durgan in the 17, but Haywood catches him in the corner. Haywood bobbles in turn number 2, and they run side by side down the backstretch. Mark Lamberton sitting right behind the 29 of Nick Haywood, and Lamberton is the quicker car through traffic, but nowhere to go. Lamberton doesn't want to force a 3-wide move up on top. Jason Durgan gets around, and he's got the next car. His eyes are set on the next car, which is the 7 of Cody Aubin. Aubin runs in the 7th spot. And Aubin was catching to P2, but that time off the 4th turn, Aubin had a real bad corner.
Out front, Jason Durgan, the 29 of Nick Haywood. Still a car length to 2, separating them as Durgan follows in line down low. Cody Aubin. Aubin pushes loose now off turn number 4. Durgan on the back bumper. Durgan's going to the outside. Here is Haywood in the 29. Lamberton is right off of his back bumper. Durgan gets around Aubin. So does the 29 of Haywood. And now here is Lamberton flying around the outside. The top 3 hanging with one another. Haywood looks to the outside off of turn number 4 with just 20 laps remaining for Jason Durgan. Can he hold off Haywood and Lamberton, who are running right with him?
Real good run last time off of turn number 2 for Nick Haywood, but this time Jason Durgan pulls away by 2 car lengths. Derek McGrew will be the next car to go down a lap in the B2. Jason Durgan is at his back bumper right now. Behind him, Nick Haywood, and all over the back bumper of Nick Haywood, Lamberton's 44. McGrew in the B2 up on the top side. He's been working the middle line. What's Durgan going to do? Durgan goes down to the middle. Down on the bottom, rather. It's McGrew still in the middle. Here comes Haywood digging down on the bottom of the racetrack. Haywood and Lamberton both get by with no problem, but heavy lap traffic up ahead. They're side by side in front of the leader. Tom Remington in the 54 is working side by side. He's got to back out of it as here comes Jason Durgan. Nick Haywood, now Mark Lamberton through down on the inside. 1, 2, 3, get by with no problem. Jason Durgan still shows the way. Oh, look out in front of the leaders. Jason Durgan slams it. Now Nick Haywood slams into it. Contact in turns 1 and 2. The 97 of Jeff Claudio spun in turn number 2. Tyson Drown collected it. Oh, man. And then the leader gets a piece. And Jason Durgan,
he's mad at the wrong guy.
He sure is.
He's yelling at the 6. He's mad at the wrong guy.
The
6 had no place to go. The 97 had spun. The 6 had no place to go.
Absolutely right.
The 6 spun with a 97. The J&S Steel Sportsman Modifieds tonight. Slow pace, Bruno on the inside, LaFountain on the outside. Creeping to turn number 4. Here they come on the hammer down the front stretch. Green flag is out.
Travis
Travis Bruno down on the inside. Here comes LaFountain on the outside, going for the lead down the backstretch. Jamie LaFountain, Travis Bruno, wheel to wheel, even into turn number 3, still even into turn number 4. Drag race for the lead, down the line, it is LaFountain on the outside. Jamie LaFountain had the lead at the line. Now it's Travis Bruno on the inside. He's got the lead off turn number 2. LaFountain trying to chase him down on the outside line. He's trying to draw even in 3 and 4. Bruno's got the better run going. Down on the inside, they come back to the line this time. Travis Bruno's got the lead. Bruno takes the lead on lap 92. LaFountain gets a good run on the outside, but Bruno's trying to pull away now. They're both pulling away from Mark Lamberton, who's sitting third. Travis Bruno, Jamie LaFountain. LaFountain trying to come back after him, looking to the outside, but now it's Bruno who's got the advantage. LaFountain will follow him. Travis Bruno leading. It's a half car length advantage. Mark Lamberton trying to get the 44 to come back to life. The lap times, Lamberton turning similar lap times. This is the best we've seen. Oh, there goes the 28 of Lucier off the backstretch. He goes through the bunker. We stay green. Bruno's lead is 2 car lengths.
Travis Bruno used the inside lane to prevail to the lead, and it's Jamie LaFountain really working that right rear tire, trying to get there. He can't seem to do it. Mark Lamberton out of the pits with a fresh right rear sneaker. He doesn't have anything for him either. 5 laps to go for Travis Bruno in the 69. Travis Bruno beginning to pull away from Jamie LaFountain in the number 20 car. Mark Lamberton is there, about a half a car length off the back bumper of the 20. Lamberton in the 44 looks down to the inside, but LaFountain holds the 20 there. Lamberton has no room. Lamberton's going to have to go to the top of the racetrack if he wants to get around to Marshall Holmes, number 20 of LaFountain. LaFountain still holds him off, loose off of turn number 2. Lamberton with a good run down the backstretch and in turn number 3. Lamberton looks slow. LaFountain is there. Down the front, it's still LaFountain holding him off for second. Next time around, the 69 of Travis Bruno. The fortunate and lucky guy of the night. He was patient early, and that patience is going to pay off. Popsicle sticks are out, 2 to go for Travis Bruno.
Travis Bruno off of turn number 4 down the line with 2 laps to go. A 16.790, his fastest time of the night. Bruno just turned his fastest lap of the night, and it's on lap number 98. Mark Lamberton in the 44 trying to get around Jamie LaFountain for the second spot. Big lead out front. A white flag is out for the 69 of Travis Bruno. Bruno works it through 1 and 2. Lamberton still trying to find a way around the number 20 car. Down the backstretch for the final time. It's a war of attrition tonight. And sitting in the right place at the right time, taking home the checkered flag, it's going to be Travis Bruno in the 69. Jamie LaFountain brings it home second. Mark Lamberton is third. Johnny Scarborough fourth. And Derek McGrew brings the B2 home in the 5th spot. Well, you have to be in a position.
Remember Renegade Mechanic race to follow. Renegade Mechanics will run 10 laps following victory lane for the Sportsman Modifieds.
Jamie LaFountain brings the 20 into victory lane along the front stretch. Mark Lamberton there as well. He brings it home in the checkered flag. We'll go down trackside. Robbie's about set to interview him as Travis Bruno gets out of his car. I know you'll give him a big round of applause. Morrisonville's Travis Bruno gets the win.
All right, Travis is out of the car, certainly very excited. We'll give Travis a chance to unbuckle the helmet, that is, and get the racing harness off. Certainly drove the wheels off this car going down the stretch. Jamie LaFountain ends up coming home in second. And Mark Lamberton coming home in third. Come on over here so Gene can get you on camera. Travis, boy, heck of a run down the stretch. You and I talked at lap number 90, and you turned your fastest lap on lap number 97. Car was certainly dominant down the stretch. Talk about your game of patience early on.
Oh, man, I don't know. I just tried to save the tires to 50. I saw those guys were running away quite a bit, and it was no caution. I was starting to kick myself pretty hard. Luckily, with however many laps left, it's too bad it happened the way it happened, but we inherited the lead, and that was that. I was just feeling like I was trying to pedal it and keep it down on the bottom, and I guess sometimes when you go slow, we get faster.
Well, you certainly saved to the end, and no doubt about it at the end. Travis, nice job tonight.
Thank you very much, man. I just want to thank everybody that helps us. I want to thank Corey again for giving me the opportunity to drive this car. Thank my dad, my mom, my grandmother, my brother, my girlfriend, everybody that helps us on the car, anybody in the pits, all the sponsors, Bruno's Repair, Adirondack Water System, Shiley Fabrication, DJ Sound Effects, Extreme Powder Coating for making these bumpers look so pretty. I can't thank everybody enough, man.
Travis, nice job.
Thank you very much.
That's Travis Bruno. He wins tonight.
Dean Supernut to do too well, because then Dean Supernut will have to take over duties for Jamie Begor.
And at the same time, they also want to win, so it's kind of the fine line. You want to do well and you want to win, but you have to be careful because you don't want to do any damage.
All right, here they come. Off the fourth turn. Green. Flag is out. Oh, good jump for Dean Supernut on the top of the racetrack. Dean Supernut showing the way in the number 19 car. Ray Germain Sr. moves down on the inside in that 19 Vermont car. Mike Hart is struggling in the 11. Let's see, where is the 8 car? Oh, yeah, 3 wide and 3.
The 30, very aggressive.
Yeah, who's that? Kirk Krause in the 30 car. It is Brian Rogers in the 3 spot with the 28 car.
Hey, Dean Supernut off of turn 4 brought it right up towards the wall that last lap.
Does he have some practice with this? Dean Supernut is showing the way in that number 19 car. Ray Germain Sr. is second.
Oh, Peachy's down there. He's all good. Peachy's about to...
Oh, he's worried about his car.
Absolutely.
Peachy, you got nothing to worry about. Supernut's showing the way.
He's waving to him, telling him to slow down. Slow down.
Well, Brian Rogers is trying to find a way by down to the inside. That's a 19 car of Ray Germain Sr.
Well, Brian Rogers, he's kind of the ringer in this bunch.
Yes, he sure is.
Former champion in the Renegade division. But Ray Germain Sr. in the 19 Vermont's doing a nice job.
Yeah, he's cutting into the advantage that Dean Supernut has. Maybe, Dean Supernut wouldn't be playing possum, would he?
Oh, no.
He is trying to make this one interesting. Here he comes. Dean Supernut still shows the way. Oh, no, we got a caution in turn 2.
There's all kinds of damage.
Yeah, free air conditioning on the 44, Heidi Daniels.
The 44, and then I think that's Kevin Booten Sr.
Yes, it is. Oh, that's the last thing Dean Supernut wanted to see was a yellow flag.
There's a pretty good amount of damage. Kevin Booten Sr.'s car, and he was driving John's car. He was in the 23.
Oh,
and there's damage. Oh, look at that. That's significant on the front.
Jermaine doesn't jump to start, though. Well, we'll have to see. Well, Jermaine is eager down on the inside. Dean Supernut playing throttle games. Learns from the best of them. Here they come. Slow pace. Off the fourth turn. Oh, Jermaine got in it quicker. Green. Flag is out. Jermaine down on the inside. Dean Supernut on the top. They race off of turn number 2. Look at Dean Supernut with a run on top, side by side, nearly getting those right side tires off in the bunker. Dean Supernut in the 3rd turn has the 19 out in front. Ray Germain fights back down on the inside of the 19 Vermont. In turn number 1, Brian Rogers is right there eyeing the battle. The 19 of Ray Germain a bit sideways. It's throw a blanket on the top 3 cars. This is getting interesting. Oh, man, right top. 3 wide. Brian Rogers is getting anxious. He looks down on the inside. The 19 Vermont is sideways and gives the lead back to Dean Supernut.
On the outside.
Yeah, Dean Supernut.
And he's
working the rim.
He's giving them all kinds of room on that outside line.
Yeah, he's awful generous. He's giving about 3 lanes to the 19 Vermont. Oh, and look at this. Driving it deep into turn number 3, Dean Supernut. And it's going to be a drag race for the lead. Still off the 4th turn. Supernut.
Ray Germain Sr. sideways that time off of turn number 4.
Yeah, really working the right rear tires, the 19 Vermont, but a good run down off of turn number 2 that time for the 19 Vermont of Germain. Germain drives it deep. Turn number 3 runs him up the track. Here they come down the front stretch this time, right up against the wall, 3 wide for the lead. Well, wise move by Brian Rogers to back out of that one. Dean Supernut to put in it down the backstretch.
The 19 Vermont is not kind in 3 and 4.
No.
That car is evil.
Here he comes, Dean Supernut. Finally completes the pass this time. Popsicle sticks are out, 2 to go, and Dean Supernut should probably get that car to the middle groove.
Not so fast.
No. Oh, sideways, Ranger Maine Senior. Oh, good hang right there. Brian Rogers, boy, snookered behind that 19.
Rogers hit the brakes. He played it conservative and just hit the brakes.
Yeah, wise decision. White flag is out this time by Dean Supernut. 1 to go. Does that mean we have to go down and talk to him if he wins?
No, that means you do.
Oh, well, I figured that was coming. All right, well, Brian Rogers is going to try to get the second. I don't think there's any doubt about the winner in this one. It's going to be Dean Supernut. Here he comes off the fourth turn. Dean Supernut wins it. Oh, second. This is going to be a drag race. Second's going to go to Brian Rogers. Third, Ranger Maine. Fourth to Austin McKiernan. Fifth is going to be Kirk Krause. Sixth to the 43 of Nick Daniels. Seventh, the 11 of Mike Huff.
Robbie is headed down trackside where he will get a word with Dean Supernut.
Climbing out of the car.
Go ahead.
Give him a nice round of applause.
Stand up. Take a bow.
All right, Dean. Boy, Jamie, I just talked to him. He put a great car underneath you. He said he worked on this car just for you to come out here, and you end up having the better finish tonight.
You believe that?
Now Tim Supernut had his chance trying to race last year, but I figured you'd get the chance because Tim was so slow. Do you have any experience out here? You look like you know what you're doing.
Well, I race snowmobiles, and this is a lot easier than that.
Well, you got to be pretty happy to take Jamie's car that he was only able to get, I think a fourth place finish tonight. You yourself, the mechanic who works on the car, you know what you're doing. Might we find you in this car for more times this year?
I don't think you'll let me.
Well, Dean, nice job. It certainly looked like you knew what you were doing.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, Dean Supernut wins.